Ah, hello. Wow, wait, this music changed. What? Okay, what is this? Okay, we can turn this off now, because I'm here. I'm here, and I'm all the soundtrack we're... Excuse me. All the soundtrack we are going to need. Hello, LP. And hello, anyone else who is not reflected by the thing that's showing up. I'm gonna pull the game up real quick. I hope me minimizing didn't just... Yeah, cool. Where did I hide that? There it is. But yeah, I'm excited. This is an interesting game that I've had my eye on for a while now. I don't actually know. I do not remember how long exactly. But the demo's been out for almost as long. And I was like, why not? Why not? Let's try it out. If it opens. I think it's opening. Yeah, it just needs to update, which is weird. Yeah, I just kind of if you've been paying close attention, also hi Usagi. If you've been paying close attention to my stream notifications, which I would not blame you for not doing, why do I have to sign back in? Whatever. I just kind of do whatever pops into my head at the moment that I am writing it. And I was like, what do I write for Slay the Princess? And I was like, yep, we're gonna go with this. Is it a good decision? Is it a bad decision? It's a decision. The inherent advantage or disadvantage of any given decision is not was not taken into account. Oh, hey, look, Steam has Indonesian now. That's cool. It's not what I wanted Steam to show me, but it's a cool thing that it did show me. There we go. Okay, the game is working. Yeah, all right, let me just pull it up for you all. Just saw that go live, was like, huh? Yeah. My two goals whenever I write a I'm going live a live notification is it kind of fun? Is it like, a little fun and topical? And will it make someone ask enough questions to get them to show up? And I mean, I guess it's working. Cool. I think if I just hit, then it should be fine. I am only using one monitor today because I decided that was easier. Yeah, cool. All right. Everything's working. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to try to hiccup as little as possible. But yeah, this game's really interesting. It's like a choose your own adventure spooky game where like choice matters. This company or this, what do you call this developer? We'll call the singular developer. They have made one other game which I have considered playing. It's called Scarlet Hollow, which is surprise surprise, it's a visual novel. It's a very story heavy game where your choices matter. I know nothing about it aside from that. I know a lot of people really really like it. I think the first chapter of it's free as well. Um, I think, I don't know. I have been considering doing that. Doing their game. But the reason I haven't is because I don't know. It was just kind of like one of those things where I was like, I could try it, I could not. We've kind of been during the experimental age for the last 2 years now. I think 2 years is when Danganronpa ended. I just realized that I cannot see my chat. So I'm going to do a last minute finagling, which should hopefully be completely fine and not cause any issues. I'm just going to shift this over here. Oh yeah, this works out perfectly well. I do have to resize this because OBS is weird like that. Don't have much to say, so you're going to throw a oh, okay. You don't have to do that. You could just... You could not. Sweet mother of mercy! Okay. That happened. A big limitation of my current setup is just my model does not have all the expressions. to convey the amount of horror that I experience at any given moment. Suffice it to say, I was a little shocked. Yeah, we're just gonna start. We are gonna start. I brought water with me. I don't normally do that. But I was excited. There we go. I was like, I hit start. Chapter 1. The Hero and the Princess.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Oh, really? Hold on. This is unacceptable. It's like blocking half the... I refuse. Hold on. I'm gonna go invisible for a second. Just so that I can move this to an acceptable location. Maybe if I... Dang it, every single time, there's always something. Oh wait, this is actually much better though. Yeah, it was a very simple adjustment. And I hope it hasn't... Oh, yay, it works. Cool. Neat. 3 second delay. That's okay. Continue.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Truly. Well, yeah.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people. You have to put an end to her.
But what is she going to do?
Look, you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task? You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
That's not a good rationale.
Don't linger on the specifics.
Huh?
You have a job to do here. Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
You haven't told me anything. Yeah. Have you ever considered the only reason she's going to end the world is
While
because she's locked up?
the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
How are we now?
Let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up.
It's a bit of a... Okay.
And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation.
Yes, please.
Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Okay.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Yeah.
I guess we'll just have to see what happens, but a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
Excellent argument.
Then each and every one of us is doomed. So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
Why won't you answer my question about why she's dangerous?
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within. We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Ah, that's my job.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Oh, wait. Are there two different voices in my head? Also, these backgrounds are really cool.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
I believe that they did draw all of these by hand.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I mean, we're gonna
Take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Enter the basement. Literally breaking the first rule, but also
Go to the basement creaks
agreeing with
open,
the first rule.
revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
What do you mean if? What do you mean if? Also, very good descriptions, but what do you mean if?
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
What's the point?
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
Yeah. Hello.
Don't be a stranger. It's been so long since I've had any visitors. Come on down.
Do I recognize this person's voice?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
Why aren't there two?
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
My question exactly.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
That's what I've been told. I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
We can talk, and I can hold the knife. How about that option?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out.
I will not drop the blade.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster. Killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
I like that idea. I am not dropping
You ignore
dropping
the
the blade.
trembling in your hands and tighten your grip on the blade.
You poor thing. Your hands are shaking. Are you scared of me? Because you should be.
So I've been told.
You step forward. Your grip on
No,
the blade
don't step
tightening
forward.
as you steel your resolve.
I'm probably chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
I disagree.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing.
I think you're weak.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late. End this.
What if she isn't bluffing? What if she kills us? Yeah, I want to talk to
You're
her.
so close. Don't give up. You've come this far. No, this is a good idea. Maybe we can de-escalate things.
Oh, threatened, are we? You poor thing. Drop the knife, and of course we can talk.
I'm not dropping the blade.
Then I'm not talking to you.
Squint? Squint?
You
Okay.
stare at the princess, squinting.
Why?
She
Why is
squints
that an
back.
option?
The two of you are going to do this forever, aren't you?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, I'm sure.
For goodness sake, the two of you can't just stand around like this forever. Eventually, something is going to give, and I highly recommend that you be the one to take the initiative here.
You haven't explained anything to me. What do we do here? I don't want to kill her, but I don't want to drop the blade. And that's the binary that I've been presented with. She's chained. She's chained, and I'm no robot. Fine.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Clang.
Thank you. Maybe now we can just talk.
I'm not getting closer to you.
Against
Oh.
your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
It's a bad idea.
We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Relationship. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Wow.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
I don't, but I'm definitely not warming up to her.
Do you?
I know what I've been told.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
I asked you a question and you refused to answer.
Too long.
You aren't giving me any answers.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
I haven't gotten one out of you yet.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade.
Not exactly the... Not exactly a line from someone stable.
She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right?
That's... Huh.
She is. I'm sure of it.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
Point.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
I suppose.
You know why you're here.
Sure.
Doubt, unfortunately, clouds your thoughts as you attempt to run her through.
What's this hand? Why am I a demon?
A moment of distraction and hesitation is all she needed to sidestep your thrust and deliver a catastrophic blow to your jaw.
Dang, she's tough.
It feels like you've been hit with a sledgehammer. You can feel bone grinding on bone where your jaw has been fractured. Holy shit, that hurts! Though she's unarmed, the shock of that first strike is enough to stagger you, putting you and the princess on somewhat equal footing.
Unfortunate.
Your blade slashes through the air again and again, and her fists connect with your body as many times or more, each impact as heavy as that first bone-crushing hit.
Why can she break bones?
We can still turn this around.
Can we? Well, I'm gonna scooch over so y'all can see a little bit better. Boop. I'm not gonna give up. Finish the
The
job.
princess stare at each other, both gasping for breath, equally exhausted. You probably won't make it out of here alive, but you can at least make sure that she won't make it out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me? Do you think this is what I wanted to happen? I have a duty to state the facts of the situation, and honestly, it's a miracle anyone is still standing right now. Can you not feel all those ruptured organs bouncing around in there? If the princess doesn't do our friend in herself, internal bleeding is certain to finish the job.
Okay, so we are a third character to the hero and the narrator.
The two of you clash for the final time. You feel your ribs break as she delivers a heavy blow, but you push through the pain, falling forward and sinking your blade deep into the princess's heart.
Interesting.
Oh,
Victory.
The two of you fall to the floor.
this was fun.
Was it?
The princess gasps, her voice an unhealthy rasp as her lungs start to fill with blood.
You put up more of a fight than I thought you would. But I have to wonder, do you really think this is the end?
Oh?
There it is again. That razor-sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words.
Yeah, I didn't think she looked like someone who was worried about dying.
But you don't have the time to worry over such things. Everything goes black.
The real Slay the Princess starts here. Interesting. Chapter 2, The Adversary. Okay.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Interesting.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Okay.
It hasn't. Or if it has, I certainly haven't been a part of it. We've just met for the first time, you and I.
What is going on?
Doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Okay. Okay?
You know I can hear you, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me. That's fine. It doesn't matter if he can hear us. The only thing that matters is marching up to that cabin and winning. That's the
Okay.
spirit. There's no point in squabbling when the real threat is just up that hill.
Let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything?
Very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Point.
We did our best with the information we were given, and we did kill her. And yet you still died, didn't you? So congratulations. You've been given another chance to actually do this right.
You seem oddly
I
unconcerned.
believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any consequences. What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. We killed the princess killed us, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
He's making some good arguments.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely? Had you failed to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left?
Huh.
Ugh, enough with the talking. We've got a fight to win.
Also, yeah, why is there a new
Nothing
voice?
else
The stubborn.
matters. I couldn't agree more. The cabin and your destined confrontation with the princess awaits.
Proceed. Proceed. Okay. I'm a little sketched out.
Before you go any further,
Oh?
she will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says. Lying
Okay.
and cheating doesn't sound like her at all. Not that it matters. It's not like she can lie or cheat in the middle of a fight.
I'm kind of ignoring the stubborn.
Are you sure about that? point of my warning wasn't to start an argument over what circumstances the princess is capable of lying in. It was to give you some broadly applicable advice.
And it is broad and applicable.
The princess will do and say whatever she thinks it will take to get her out of there. So don't trust her. Ever. Are we clear?
Crystal. Oh.
Let's just get on with it already.
Jinx. This is a very interesting type of game. I'm very curious as to, like, what's going
The
on.
cabin is tighter than its exterior would suggest. Its cold stone walls press in on you, as if trying to forcefully direct you towards your destination. The only furniture of note is a black iron altar with a pristine blade perched on its edge. See? Even the cabin has the right idea. Let's get moving.
I'm ignoring him.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
Okay. Yeah, what about the mirror?
That's because there isn't a mirror. There's the altar, the blade sitting on the altar, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
Huh.
There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. You already wasted so much time in the woods. Who even cares if there's a mirror?
I'm ignoring you. Approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny. You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall.
Who am
I
I?
hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago.
Huh. Wait, did it just
Now
disappear?
it's gone, so all of us can stop arguing about it and get to fighting. You take the blade from the altar. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Very different. Maybe that's because you haven't actually been here. I hope this means you'll finally drop that ridiculous past life nonsense. You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Huh.
So focus up. The world is depending on you. The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a rough stone staircase, its walls pressing at your sides and tightening as you descend. The air seeping from below is heavy and oppressive, with an almost sulfuric odor to it. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor. Her fierce voice carries up the stairs.
Is that another challenger? Finally. It's been ages since I've had a good fight.
Oh? Interesting.
This isn't what she sounded like last time. Her voice is a little deeper, almost threatening. Good. Sounds like my kind of princess.
It does sound like your kind of princess.
As much as I appreciate the enthusiasm, just make sure you don't let your bloodlust get to your head. You need to stay focused and keep your wits about you. Remember, you're here to slay the princess, not to have a good fight. As you descend the final step,
Okay.
the form
So it
of the
is
princess
different.
comes into view. A large shackle leading from her wrist to the basement wall. Is it just me, or does she look stronger than she used to? Looks like she could rip those chains out of the wall without a second thought.
Does.
But this time, we're ready for her.
Are you acknowledging that there was
Oh,
another
it's
time?
You again. I've been hoping you'd find your way back here. Good to see that death doesn't stick for either of us.
Oh dear.
And you brought your little knife, too. Yes. I'm going to have fun breaking you into little pieces.
Oh dear. The adversary. Oh wait, is that where it ends? Finish the demo with the adversary. Wait, so there are multiple endings to the demo? There's 10 routes and one ending to find in the demo, and many more ways to die. Huh. Well, that's actually perfect. We can go back through. The story written by Tony Howard Arias and Abby Howard. Art by them as well. Cool. So it looks like the game was built by them, and then they had other people do the audio stuff. That's very interesting. Hello, I think that's Gurgi. I'm assuming that is how to read that. I think this game's pretty great. Yeah, it's very, very interesting. It absolutely has me asking more questions than I assumed. Which is actually great, because I remember when I first saw the trailer for this game, I was really excited about the concept, but I was also a little disappointed because I assumed that they kind of spoiled
You're on a path in the woods.
the
And
like
at the end of that path,
the
is a
twist, I
cabin.
guess.
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
But yeah, I know a lot less than I thought,
You're here to slay her. If you
which is a
don't,
good thing.
It will
It's
be
a
the
very
end
good
of
thing.
The world. Does it?
Say different
Are
things.
you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Okay, that's a little unfair. And I only know this because I've had to study recently, just the way things work. Like, slaying a noble does not remove value from, or it's not affect the value in society. Like, what's a good analog? I guess a business person is a good analog for a noble back in the time. Like, they just manage resources, and that's a very important thing.
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't.
But yeah, we don't need to get into that.
I wish I did, but I don't.
I think there's not just one twist, even in the demo. Yeah, in the little end card, it said that there were 10 routes to take in the demo. I don't know that we'll get through all of it, because I do have to end by 10 o'clock, due to homework things. But, ooh, dropped something. But we can get through a decent amount. Like, this first one only took me 30 minutes.
Of course I haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end.
Except her?
I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists or very, very evil people, but surely you're not one of those.
I don't think nihilists want the world to end. They're just... They don't believe that there's any value.
Are you serious? No, you have to do it.
We'll do this. We'll turn away. Can I just leave? I can just leave, right? Yeah, I can.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
Nope. Of a new dawn beyond our own? That is not what that means.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong. Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
Is it, though?
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
That's one thing I'm going to agree with you.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin.
Huh.
Convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
I kind of saw that coming. You know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, try
Really
again.
keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you? It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies.
This reminds me a lot of the, I don't know the name of the experiment, but it's the one that they did where it was like the researchers sat you down, gave you a button, it was like, it is very important that you continue to push the button. And they had it set up so that it electrocuted another person on like the other side of a wall that you couldn't see. The point of the research, there was no actual person being electrocuted, but the point of the thing was to see how people respond to authority demanding something from them.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess.
Yeah, the way he's talking
And
reminds me of
last I
that.
checked, you're part of everyone too, so if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well.
Okay. Oh, so I just don't get a...
Fine.
Oh.
Turn around and trek back down the path you came.
And it leads back to the cabin?
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
Once is a coincidence, or no, once is an accident, twice is a coincidence, 3 times is a conspiracy.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will. And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen. At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of
I'm a big
familiar
fan of
wooden
this.
structures through the leaves. But as you
Oh,
focus
gosh.
on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light.
Huh.
In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Spooky.
Wait, what's going on? But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me.
Yeah,
than
I
you
think
do
I did
about
break
the fate
it.
of the world. You've doomed us all, you know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death. You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness. But it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Oh dear. Chapter 2. The Stranger. Oh.
You're on a path
Huh.
in the woods, and at the end of
Is that a
that path
wall?
is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
What's that over there?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world. A terrible sense of déjà vu. No, you don't have that. This is the first time either of us have been here. If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. I don't know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're
The
thinking.
Contrarian.
Captive audience. The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day.
I mean, that wasn't the point.
If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky. The world hasn't ended
Huh.
yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task
There are
ahead.
so many voices in my head. Yeah, those walls.
What are you talking about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, Heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
I think I have an idea of what's happening here.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you. A warning before you go any further.
Yeah, those walls are very different.
She will
Okay,
lie,
I think I know
she
what's
will
going on.
cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
So I know that there's some kind of cosmic thing going on. And after we shattered at least one, probably several different timelines, by denying the commands of whatever thing is going on here, in chapter 2, we have been literally boxed in with no other choice. So the question is whatever is guiding this event correct? Is it good?
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
Quite the contrarian, aren't you?
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it.
I could tell.
Let's keep an open mind.
You're the one that I'm stuck with.
The interior of the cabin is odd.
I wonder if the mirror
air
will work
smelling
this
faintly
time.
of plastic, the wood of the walls fitting together at uncomfortable angles. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table, its legs all the wrong lengths. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Oh, I didn't notice the angles until just now. Yeah, that is mildly uncomfortable. Just everything doesn't fit.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending?
The voices in my head
anyway?
trend to be not very helpful.
I, for one, would rather have it. We don't really know what we're dealing with here.
I agree with you, for once.
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess.
Hmm.
How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
That's funny. I see you, Black Tabby. That was funny. Anyway, we're going to approach the mirror.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
There's a mirror.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Ugh.
You reach forward and rub your
Yeah,
hand
and this
against
is
the
like
cabin wall.
another
Hope you
thing.
know
It's like,
how
what am
ridiculous
I?
you look right now. But there was a mirror a second ago, and now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table.
Shank,
It
shank.
will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I don't know. I look like a demonic monstrosity.
Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how
Oh,
are we supposed to
truly.
hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
I am not going
It
to
really
do that.
doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Gonna keep my grip as it is.
Great. You keep your grip the way it is. Your task awaits.
I'm not going to throw the blade, despite the fact that that probably would be an interesting thing.
The door to the
Ew,
basement
I hate
creaks open,
this.
revealing a staircase built from an unidentifiable and featureless material.
It
Steps barely
both
seem
feels
to
like it's
fit
going
together.
up and down. I
Upon
don't like it.
closer inspection, they barely seem to go anywhere at all, let alone down.
Yeah, it's
The air here
it's like
has
an
an
Escher.
almost artificial quality to it. The scent of plastic from the cabin mingling with a cocktail of chemical odors. If the princess really
Interesting.
lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Yes, more or
Her
less.
voice carries up the stairs, its multitonal,
Multi-tonal lilt.
adding to the already uneasy atmosphere.
Hi, though. Is someone there?
Don't like that.
This isn't what I expected her to sound like. What is she?
Not human.
Well, she's not a princess, that's for sure.
Point.
She is a princess. Don't let your imagination run wild.
A princess meaning the child of a monarch.
Good.
Silently
Still listening to
continue.
reason. It takes you a moment to orient yourself before you're able to start moving forward.
So there's one ending, but there's 10 routes.
As you enter the next room, the form of the princess comes into view, her wrist bound to the far wall in heavy shackles.
Those don't look very...
She moves
Ah!
with you, one moving a little faster than the other, the loose skin of her face stretching into something resembling a smile.
Is that company? We don't remember the last time we had company.
Huh.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
But I'm sure glad we took that knife with us. I can't believe someone suggested you toss it out the window. Can you imagine?
No, not at all.
Why are you just standing there? Are you scared of us?
Ah! Oh, I wasn't expecting any jump scares. The stranger. Neat. Okay, cool. Well, she was different that time? Quite different. I'm gonna speed run through these. We go again.
You're on a path in the woods. And at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
If you don't,
it
will be the end of the world. We're just gonna move straight forward. Sweet! I've always wanted to off a monarch. Viva la revolution! Nah, we'll just march forward and not
You make
speak.
your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess
Got a plan?
within.
I'm going to just kind of play it straight forward and speak as
Warning,
little as possible.
Before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat.
Yeah, like
she
just
will do
walking up here,
everything
he's
in her
already said
power to
this, and
stop
he
you
didn't.
from slaying her.
He didn't say this the first
Don't
time,
believe a word she says.
because we spent so much
We're
time
not gonna go
talking to
through
him.
with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses.
I
not
could
slay
just be
them.
misremembering, but I don't think I am.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what
Doesn't know what he's
he's
talking about. Proceed. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of T1000 this run. Move straight
The interior
forward.
of the cabin is almost entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that
What I
table
want to know
is a pristine
is if this
blade.
first princess changes at all, based on how we enter
The
the
blade
building.
is your implement.
Because this cabin is
You'll
the
need
same.
it if you want to do this right. You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world.
And then after this one, I think I'll just do the same thing, but not take the knife. See what happens.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive
That is one of the
place.
problems.
The air feels heavy and damp. A hint of
actually, hold on.
rot filtering.
I like
from
his
the
voice, so we're
edge
gonna let
of
him
the wood.
finish.
If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Yeah, it's one of the, not necessarily problems, but like, my personal grievances with super text heavy and choice heavy games. It's just like, you never know what changes things, and if there's a lot of different routes for you
Her
to take.
voice carries up the stairs.
What's the word? Yeah, you just sometimes, like, if you want to go back and like do a different route, you don't always know which
Who's
one
there?
which one is the
She sounds dangerous. It's almost
Which
as
one
if
is the
she's the one in
what?
charge down here.
yeah, which one is like the choice, which
Don't
one is
be
just the
fooled.
thing.
It's all part
Which is
of
like a
the
good
plan.
thing too. Like, not knowing if something that you're going to do will affect things is a really cool thing. It's just sometimes it's
Good. You're still listening to reason.
a little difficult. when you're trying to do something different.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far
I know that
wall of
each
her
of the
prison.
princesses has a different, like, name. I don't think this is the damsel.
She's so coldly beautiful.
She might be. I don't know.
Is she really a threat to the world?
Focus on the task at hand.
Like a small choice affects something that realistically wouldn't? No, like, more so just like, you know, if you're trying to select between choices, you don't always know which one is just a whatever and which one is like actually will affect the game. And this could just be a me thing, because I overthink stuff a lot. So this could very much just be a problem that
And
I have.
there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Yes. Steel your nerves and step
You step
forward.
Your grip on the blade tightening as you steel your resolve.
My fangs are sharp and my will is strong. But yeah, I was saying, like,
Oh?
small choices
Happen then?
affecting big
Fine.
things.
What even makes you think you can kill me?
That is something that I like about these types of games. Because, like, that is realistic.
I'm probably
degree.
chained up in this basement for a reason, right? And if that knife is the only weapon you have, you'll have to get close enough to use it. So, you should just drop it. Best not to risk finding out what I can do.
No.
Do you hear the conviction in her voice? Do you see the razor sharpness in her gaze? I don't think she's bluffing.
And I think you have a spine made of cotton candy.
She's unarmed. If you hesitate now, it'll be too late.
End this. Slay the princess.
You lunge forward without a moment's hesitation.
Dash.
You feel flesh easily give way and look down to see your blade already sinking deep. into
As
her
someone who
heart.
doesn't know much about the mechanics of stab, I have feathers? Okay. I'm pretty sure that's just directly into the center of the sternum, which is an entire bone. Like, I don't think that's an easy stab. I think that's one of the harder ways to stab someone.
Oh. This is it, isn't it? I'm almost embarrassed. I should have seen that coming. But I have to wonder. Do you actually believe this was enough to kill me?
I've been led to believe so.
There it is again. That razor sharp look in her eyes and the terrifying conviction in her words. Yes, even as she lays there dying, she entirely believes herself to be alive and well.
Falling order seems to have worked.
It's over,
Yep.
isn't it? She stopped breathing moments ago. That arrogant look still plastered on her face.
I'm gonna wait it out.
Is it over? Really over?
Honestly, just leave the blade there and turn around. It did feel too easy.
Over. Don't get all worked up. We should make sure. What's the harm in checking for a pulse?
You get that close, she's gonna come back to life and snap
I
your neck.
really don't think you should do that.
I agree with the
And
narrator.
why shouldn't we? Is there something you're not telling us?
There is a lot he's not telling
I've
us.
told you everything that's happened with complete accuracy. The princess is dead. Your blade pierced her heart. There's no coming back from that.
I do know that she gets reincarnated as well. I'm not touching this body. Yep, we're just gonna follow orders.
Yes,
This is the following orders route.
Exactly. It's over.
Oh wait, is he even corrupted, or was that just the end?
With your work done, you make your way back up the stairs, closing the door to the basement behind you.
Oh, Usagi, you missed a lot.
Why do I feel like we've done something terrible?
Because you have the spine of a good man, but not a strong one.
You did kill someone. Greater good or not, something would be very wrong with you if you didn't feel at least a little bad. But it was for the greater good. One of these days that will sink in and help ease.
I forgot to make that prohibitively expensive so that you couldn't keep doing that to me without going bankrupt, Usagi. Yeah. gonna demote you. Gonna find a way. Gonna find a way to make some kind of consequence for that.
But that day isn't today. Let's just get out of here.
The end of chapter 1, right? Or is this
Open
the end of...
cabin door, ready to return to a world saved from certain doom.
And we just loop right back, right?
Only
What?
a world saved from certain doom isn't what you find. Instead, what you find is nothing at all. Where a lush forest stood mere minutes ago, the only thing in front of you now is the vast emptiness of space.
Huh.
What happened? Everyone is fine. It's just that you and the cabin are now far away from them. Don't worry. You'll be safe here. This is good. Everyone is happy. You'll be happy.
Wait, are we the monster?
This isn't an ending. In fact, now that the princess has been slain, endings are a thing of the past. No. This is the beginning of eternity.
Wait.
This is what's best for everyone. Trust me.
Wait.
Time passes. You can't be sure if it's days or months or years or
Wait.
even decades.
Wait.
It's all a wonderful, boring blur. You've never been happier.
This can't be what I think.
Hey, we're not just gonna stay here forever, right?
Wait. Okay. So, we saved the world. Quote unquote. And I was suspicious because of this wording. But now that this is what happens, now that we've killed the princess, I'm almost convinced. Because he specifically said that she's going to end the world. Not destroy, end. Which is an interesting choice of words for a game that is taking such a heavy hand with the classic save the princess formula. So, is the point that if you kill her, the story can't end because the story only normally ends when she is saved? That's a question. I mean, but that doesn't make sense because the princess is a cosmic creature of some form of something. I mean, this is the following orders route.
Are we really happy? Or is he just telling us that we are?
Yeah, that was my thought exactly. Yeah, I mean, like, nothing is anything.
Good, because I have an idea.
Don't you dare say jump into the void.
Though you're probably not going to like it. The blade. We can use the blade to get out of this.
It's better than jumping into
I
space.
can hear everything you say, little voice. There's only one thing it would want you to use that blade on, and I'm afraid that thing is you, dear hero. He's right. It's the only way out. Do you hear that? It wants to take this happiness away from you. It wants this wonderful place to end.
What's wonderful about a single room?
Do you not? There's more for us to do, and the only way for us to do it is to take that blade and use it. Don't you dare.
Wait, does the hero know?
How astute. You are absolutely correct. Using the blade to kill yourself would kill you, and you shouldn't do it.
Now my trust in the narrator is wavering. My trust in the narrator was never rock solid. It's just the first time I stopped listening to him, I got my jaw broken. But, like, now I do not trust him.
In a sense, we die, but looking at things from another angle, are we even really alive anymore? This place, it's nothing.
I can also see the
It's
colors
absolutely
changing.
nothing. It's just the same thing,
They're, like,
constantly,
warming.
forever. I know this is out there, but trust me, I know using the blade will work.
Why do you know?
That little voice didn't want you to slay the princess. It didn't want you to be happy.
This is not happiness, though. Okay, let's get into the headspace of this character. This character, as far as I know, has only existed from the beginning of this, like, route. Which means immediately at the beginning of this was like, you're on a path to a cabin in the woods. There's a princess. You're going to slay her. So from that point, this character, who has only been aware of the fact that they had to kill the princess, just marched forward and ignored everything else, did so with the expectation that there was a world to return to. Now there is not. And they are just being told that they're happy with there being nothing. I don't think they really feel anything. Which is, yeah, kind of all the points are pointing towards this.
If we die, you can yell at me all you want. I made this happy little place for you. Is this not a good enough reward for saving the world? An eternity of bliss? You ingrate.
There's nothing here.
Fine. Whatever. For the first time since time stopped meaning anything, you throw open the door to the basement and walk down the stairs.
Interesting.
The princess's body is dust and bones, though the blade you used to slay her is still as pristine as the day
How
you
long have
first
we
held
been
it.
there? And I can still see out that window.
You pick up the blade, you stab yourself, and you die. The end. Nice knowing you.
No need to sound so pleased. The Spectre. Interesting.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Hold on. I'm gonna quick save, because that seems interesting. I can... It's like my colors have changed a bit, and I would rather them not be changed. Is there any way for me to do that? I don't know that there is. We'll continue, and if it sticks that way, then we'll see what happens.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I feel like that background is different. Uh-huh.
My tricks? What on earth are you talking about? We've just met for the first time.
Have we now?
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way. That's fine. It wasn't very hard to kill her last time. We'll just do it again. Well, if for whatever reason you're going to insist that this has happened before, at least your heart's in the right place. Those are two very different questions, but fine, I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving. Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me.
A version.
If you're back here, I'm assuming you died, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me.
Which is true.
Oh, we listened to you plenty. We slew the princess just like you asked us to, and then you locked us away in an empty void for eternity. So we slew ourselves too. Well, if you killed yourself, then you weren't listening to me, because I would never want you to do that. Believe it or not, I care about you. And I believe your other question was something along the lines of, oh, what's the point of doing anything?
Yeah, we can skip that.
Of course there weren't any consequences. We slew the princess, the world outside the cabin disappeared, we died, and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me. Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got time simply rewind itself? Or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Oh, you know what we should do for the next one?
Had
We
you
should let her
failed
go.
to slay the princess, what would have happened to everyone in the place you left? It doesn't matter, because we didn't fail to slay her. And if she's really back, which I doubt, it'll be just as easy to do it again. But after that nasty trick you pulled on us, maybe she's not the only one around here in need of slaying.
Point.
Just stay focused, will you? Just be quick about it.
What's she like?
That's a good point. How do we know we didn't have things backwards? Maybe slaying the princess was what ended the world, not the other way round. Yes, maybe this whole thing was a trick to get us to end the world. And now we get to go through the whole charade again, wholly aware of what's waiting for us at the end. But that's assuming she's alive in that cabin. We did kill her, after all.
We also killed ourselves, so there's a point
Going
there.
to find her in the cabin. If the princess had actually been slain, you wouldn't be here. And let me assure you, killing her will not end the world. I don't know what you think happened to you last time, but it's a load of nonsense. You'll get your happy ending. I promise.
Happy.
That's exactly what we're afraid of. Really? Living happily ever after sounds that bad to you? Oh well, there's no use arguing over your masochism. The cabin awaits. She just can. You'll have to trust that what I'm saying is true.
You won't tell me anything.
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
See, and this is why I can't trust the narrator either.
Look, I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special. You're the only person capable of doing this.
Special.
Call it a prophecy, if that helps. But it's just the way things are. Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Yeah, you would like that.
Of course we're special. I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Things are often very simple.
This is
It's when you
boring.
withhold
He's
information.
clearly not interested in talking. So let's just do as he says. And
Maybe there's a reason why he
we'll
refuses.
stop
There's obviously a
bothering
reason why he refuses. There's a reason behind everything. The issue is that things
Now, if you
tend
don't
to
mind,
be
the whole
simple
world
at
is
the
waiting with
extreme
bated breath for you
and
to
at the
save it from
basic.
ruin.
It's just on the path between the extreme and the basic where things get complicated the more you twist and obfuscate facts. I know you cannot Ooh, I know you cannot hear my roommate, but he is shouting very funny things. I kind of wish you could hear him. He's quite funny. We love him. Anyway, let's move on to the cabin.
A warning before you go any further.
Oh, what is it that she's going
She
to
will
lie,
She will
cheat, and
She
do
will
everything in her
everything
power
in
to stop me
power
from
to
slaying
stop
her?
you from slaying her.
Don't believe a word she says.
She won't be a problem.
He makes a good point. I'm a big fan of the cold. I don't know why. This is the Spectre chapter. So I wonder what's different.
The interior of the cabin
Interesting.
is cold, a soft odor of dirt permeating the air. Cobwebs flutter in the corners. You can hear wind whistling outside, banging the shutters against the windows. The only furniture of note is an elegant antique table with a pristine blade perched on the edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. It feels like no one's been here for a long, long time.
Really? What tipped you off to that?
Like I've been saying, she's dead. We killed her already.
Take the blade.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I really want to know what's going on with this mirror. There's so much in this game that, like, is not being told to me.
The door to the basement groans open, revealing an old banister and a creaky wooden stairwell. Everything is coated in a thick layer of dust, and you can feel it settle into your lungs as you breathe in the stale air. The very building itself feels dead. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Oh, would it now?
The room below is silent. Nobody's here. Naturally. As much as I appreciate the optimism, you shouldn't be so sure. I guess we'll just have to go down and see.
Yep. Oh, I don't even get a choice there.
As you descend the final step,
Huh.
the form of the princess comes into view. A skeletal body lying in a heap on the floor, its wrist still bound
Is she
to the
facing
wall by
the
a
same
thick
way?
chain.
I can't tell. I think she is, but she might be facing a different way.
Okay. She's definitely dead.
Really? Definitely?
It's just like I told you.
Spook.
Before you have a chance to finish your thought, the top of a head appears from underneath the floor.
Yep.
Two deep-set eyes stare up at you, followed by a mischievous, skeletal grin. And finally, the rest of the body floats up to join the head. Wait, this isn't right. What's going on here? Ghost!
Uh-huh.
Oh. Wow. How absolutely terrifying.
The ghost is still
What's
chained.
a ghost supposed to do to us?
Oh, it's you. Hiya, Keller. I was hoping to see you again. I have some issues with how
Ooh.
our last meeting went.
Oh, dear.
Like how you murdered me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this is where it dang it. Okay, Tabby. Okay, Black Tabby Game Studios. I see you. Dang it, this makes me want to get Scarlet Hollow. We've got time for at least one more. We'll go till 9:30 so that I still have time to do my homework, but also have time to do at least one more run. We're gonna try to let her go this time.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path,
I think this is the
a cabin.
third,
And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
because we've seen the adversary, the stranger, and the specter. Yeah. So this will be the fourth one.
You're here to slay her.
We can skip that.
Don't mention it. It's all
Yep.
part of the job.
Moving
You
forward.
make your way up the short warning. She will.
Yep. Enter into
The
the cabin.
interior of the cabin is almost entirely. The blade is your.
Yeah.
You take the blade.
Yeah, gotta click up there.
The door to the basement. Her
Boop.
voice.
Who's there?
She sounds dangerous. Don't let it fool you.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement.
She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world?
So we've been told.
Focus on the task at hand.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
I haven't decided yet.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Planning to help her, but you took the knife? I mean, apparently because there's no key. This is what she
Look
said
how
last time.
reasonable she's being. We should just drop the
What
blade
she
and
said
talk
last
things
time
out.
was that since there's no key, we can probably just use the knife.
Don't you dare. It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a
What we'll
monster.
do next
Killing
is come
someone
down
in
without
cold
the knife.
blood
That
is
seems like a
very
good idea.
becoming of us.
Drop it.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clack.
Trembling. I'm pretty calm.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed.
We'll be fine.
We will be fine.
I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her.
I really
Just make
love
sure you don't
the
forget about the
illustration.
blade on
It's like really cool.
You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Quite.
Don't just tell her that.
What, does she not know?
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt anyone. I like the world, I think.
That's a very convincing...
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here a long time.
Just how long has she been down here?
If I'm supposed to be capable of ending the world, then how did I wind up here, chained to a wall? Have they told you why I'm allegedly so... dangerous?
No, I was hoping you would tell me.
Ending the world seems like an awful lot for just one person to do. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I believe her.
No.
She doesn't have to know how to destroy the world to be capable of doing it.
At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Uh-huh.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
No, they did not.
That doesn't sound right to me. And I don't think it sounds right to you either. Otherwise, we'd be killing each other instead of talking.
This is true.
She has a point. There's a reason I've been telling you to question the situation, and there's a reason you've listened.
Uh-huh.
So, I could tell you that I'd lead a quiet life in the woods, or that I'd open an orphanage, or that I'd do any other number of good things that I'm sure
She's
you think
very
you want
good
to
at
hear.
rhetoric.
But you don't really know me, do you? What can my word possibly be worth in a situation like this?
She's right about one thing. Her word isn't worth anything.
Like I said, it's all about trust. Blind trust. So do you trust me, the prisoner, the victim, the princess clearly incapable of ending the world? Or do you trust whoever put me here?
I don't know who put you here.
She's wrong. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything, all for the sake of one person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
It is convincing, Gurgi, because the entire situation is hypothetical. We have been told that she is going to destroy the world if she is released, but we haven't been told how or why. Just that. Just that she will do it. And given no evidence for this. The only evidence that we have that she is anything is that, when dead, she is capable of crossing world boundaries and remembering. And also that she is quite physically strong. And somewhat supernatural. But that doesn't make you evil. On that other path, the world did end. Yeah, when we refused to enter the cabin, the world ended. But that's not proof that she ended it. And when we killed her, everything vanished. So that's kind of too, like, even assuming, like, that's just kind of being caught between the, if we kill her, we are removed from the world at the very least, which might as well just mean it ends. And if we don't kill her, she, again, might be the thing that destroys the world, or just our refusal to enter the cabin could have destroyed the world. We do not know. As far as I'm aware, this is a bubble of reality being manipulated by some cosmic being, and our refusal just causes that bubble to be reset. Also, he's made the argument that killing her isn't bad because she's royalty. I do not agree with that. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
Don't call me.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
I understand why you'd be brusque, but I'm trying to decide
Again,
if
she
I kill
offers
you
no
or not right now.
specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
I haven't gotten one out of you either.
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm certain we can.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think.
What is
she's
curious is that if we fight
Right.
and we both die, she becomes the adversary, which is just a more powerful version of herself. If we kill her and survive, and then kill ourselves, she becomes the Spectre, which is the ghost of herself after she is dead. And if we don't interact with her at all in this timeline, or in this world, the world breaks and she becomes the Stranger, which is a horrifying creature that I want to avoid.
She is. I'm sure of it.
Too long.
You keep not answering.
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Despite your tone, I decided I was going to let you go.
You know why you're here.
I'm ignoring you.
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
What are you going to do about it?
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug. They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Certain she could.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
I'm going to take the knife with me if it'll let me.
Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
It's worth checking.
I'll be here.
Really?
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into
Oh,
place.
so we're being watched.
Is someone else here? Your shouts and pleas are met with silence.
Mm-hmm.
You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
So is that the narrator?
You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Well, we know that she could probably
I'll
break
repeat
it.
myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to. Easier for whom?
Exactly.
Easier for everyone.
Who is everyone? We know of 3 entities. Ourself, her, and the narrator.
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they?
Who is they?
The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
What will happen, oh almighty narrator?
Against your better judgment,
I don't want to see
place
that.
the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain. You cut into her flesh.
It's a really, the white and the red is a really
The blade is
interesting
sharp,
choice.
and you make quick
Ugh.
work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
I don't want to see that.
She didn't so much as utter a sound.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye.
Does that mean I have one eye, or is it the figurative
How is
eye?
she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
I would love that.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Who are you?
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
Really?
This isn't fair. You can't just do that. Watch me.
Huh. Ahaha.
Stop that.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect. Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
We do know that the narrator has some investment in keeping us alive, but I don't know why. Resist.
The blade. Move the blade.
No.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes.
She's gonna kill us, isn't she?
I'll make this quick.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
Is that quick?
Her
Is
face
leaving me to
remains
bleed out
unchanged as
quick?
She watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck. This is the end, isn't it?
Not quite.
I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
And thus begins The Prisoner. Oh gosh.
You're on a
Okay,
path
never mind.
in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I'm just gonna proceed. I just want to get there.
A warning. She will lie. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink.
Mm-hmm. Voice of the skeptic. I think me and this guy are gonna get
Did you
along.
just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Proceed.
The interior of the cabin is
Huh.
less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison. The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. He definitely did not. Does a mirror not count as furniture of note to you? Because it should. There isn't a mirror. There's a table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here. There's definitely a mirror. There isn't. I think you know what we have to do.
Yep. Literally, yeah. Why would you lie about that?
Exactly. Why would I lie about something so meaningless? What good would a mirror even do? You waste time preening yourself instead of doing what needs to be done.
This reminds me of the scene in 1984, where the guy's like, "How many fingers am I holding up?" It's 5, and then he holds up 4. I haven't read the book, but I know that scene. I'm gonna approach the mirror. I know nothing's gonna happen
Walk up
this
to the
time.
wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
I don't know
really
why
isn't
this
funny.
reminds me of that, but it does.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now. But it was there a second ago,
I don't know how I look, which is the problem.
and now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
That's a good point, Skeptic. Where have you been?
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
Or the narrator really can't see it? I have considered that. I don't think the narrator can see it, but it would also be weird if he couldn't with his position. Oop, hold on. With the position that he occupies as
Good idea. Much better to be armed than to go in with blind hope.
someone who was able to control the narrative. The narrator.
The door to
Ooh.
the basement creaks
It's
open,
neat.
revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
This is probably the nicest place that's been there.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
This is the timeline where we work
I wonder
together,
what
I
visitors
hope.
she could be referring to. Were we not the first?
That's the thing that I've been noticing. Like, she keeps talking about other people, which means that there are other people.
You walk
Oh,
down
dear.
the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. She looks up at you.
She
the
looks
heavy collar
so
around her
upset.
neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap. Should we be worried about the one around her neck? Why would you be worried about her restraints? If anything, they'll make your job easier.
Oh, I see why there's one around her neck, because we can't save her without killing
Have
her.
you noticed the empty chain on the wall? Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose. there
Yeah,
would be
I've noticed
something
that
so
too.
Obviously useless.
Dang, me and Skeptic are gonna get along great.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? The two of us should chat before you bury that thing in my heart.
Oh, and this is where it ends. Dang it, I really want this game to be out. Oh, she has a different crown, too. Shoot. I know I said that I was going to shorten it to 9:30, but we're going to do at least one more. Dang, I really did not expect to be more interested than how I ended, or how, I went in.
You're here.
Yeah, we can skip that. What do we do here? Oh, I guess we just go in. We don't take the
Don't mention it.
we don't take
It's
the
all
knife
part
this
of the
time.
job. A warning. She will lie. We're not going to go through with this, right? Ignore him.
I prefer not killing her. That's my preference, and the one that I kind of
The interior
like
of
the
cabin
most
is almost
narratively.
entirely bare. The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls
We're gonna
are
see what
painted
happens.
The blade.
We're gonna enter the basement.
The door to the basement creaks open. Her voice.
Hello? Is someone there?
Oh,
Is hypnotizing. It's the kind of voice
Interesting.
you only have to hear once to remember it for the rest of your life.
this is the same place, but it's a different person. Oh, I think I just scared my roommate away. Yeah, I'm pretty sympathetic to her. Yeah, like, I think the narrator is probably the quote-unquote good guy, or at the very least is the net positive. And the only reason I think that is because the princess is obviously something, and she doesn't want to explain what she is. But I don't like just killing her because I'm not given any information.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation. You're playing a dangerous game by coming here unarmed.
Also, like, this entire situation right here just kind of painted the picture. Like, I think the princess is something dangerous that might be better off destroyed or contained. Just because, like, she knows that I do not have the blade. She knows that I'm going in sympathetic. Somehow. From down there. Continue down the stairs.
You're still listening to reason. It would be better if you had a weapon, but you may still be able to do what needs to be done.
You're right, she's different just based on taking the knife or not. Yeah, which means that somehow she is aware, which means that she is a little more dangerous than we think she is. But I don't like not being told things.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the
Also,
princess.
yeah, I have noticed
There's a
the
heavy chain
empty
around her
chain in
wrist,
every room, and I'm
binding her
really
to the
curious
far
about
wall
it.
of the basement.
But right now, I'm just kind of
She's
information
beautiful.
gathering.
How could someone like this be a threat to anyone?
I really like how it's the same character design, but she's drawn just slightly. She's softer. You know, emblematic of the face that she's putting on.
I am begging you to stay focused. There's a lot riding on you here.
Hi. Do you think you can get me out of these chains?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's another good point. Something that I forgot that I was thinking about. Yeah, what's your name?
Oh.
She pauses, carefully formulating her words.
She's gonna
before
say she doesn't want to tell me
responds.
because she's chained to a wall.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness. Or you can just call me Princess if Your Royal Highness is too formal.
That's somehow worse than what I thought she was going to say.
Is Princess her name or her title? What if it's both? Could you imagine being named Princess?
I don't think she's a person. Aha, silence.
Like I said, you can call me Princess if you'd like. I'm sorry, I've been down here so long I guess I've just forgotten. I must have a name though. Everyone has a name.
Interesting.
Okay, that's weird.
Very.
She hadn't even thought to pick a name for herself. Hopefully, you're starting to see that she can't be trusted. Go back upstairs, get the blade, and slay her before it's too late.
I don't see what that has to do with anything.
It's a good question.
This is the only time this is ever going to happen, but I agree with the princess. That's hardly relevant. Okay, but actually, what has she been eating?
Dang it, I'm starting to like the hero
She has
more
to
and
eat,
more. I'm really interested about the Beauty and the Beast option here. Eeny, meeny, miny.
Of course I'm locked up down here for a reason.
Oh?
I don't actually know what that reason is, but you don't just stuff a princess in a basement and throw away the key without there being some sort of an explanation, right?
That's a good point.
You have all the explanation you need.
I have none.
You should know better than to trust whatever she comes up with.
Why though? Something does feel right, but I don't know.
Is that why they threw me down here? But I don't want to hurt
Yeah,
anyone.
she said that
I
last
like
time,
the
too.
world, I think.
I don't remember anything. I've been down here for too long.
I don't remember much about it, to be honest. I've been down here for so long.
That's... How long has she been locked away?
You'd have to be down here for so long.
Did they tell you how I'm supposed to end the world?
Deflect.
The princess hesitates before responding.
She doesn't know. She's been down here too long to have any idea of what she'd do in another life.
She knows
I don't know.
what she'd do. She's just searching for whatever answer she thinks you want to hear.
I agree with the I trust the narrator because everything she has done tracks with what he's saying, except the whole destroy the world
What
part.
I do doesn't really matter, right? At the end of the day, whatever the two of us have going on down here is about trust.
Good point.
Whoever sent you to slay me claimed I was a threat to the world, but they didn't tell you why.
I never said
I
that.
don't trust that. And I don't think you do either, or you wouldn't have come down here to talk.
That's really cool that they did the same line with the two different voices.
She has a point. We're talking like this for a reason.
So this shouldn't be about what I'd do if I got out of here, or me saying the right thing to convince you to save me.
That's such a good line.
This is about how messed up this whole situation is. This is my life we're talking about.
That's such a good line.
Do you really think I can even end the world? Why would I even want to? We both know that if there's people we can't trust in this situation, it's whoever locked me down here, and it's whoever sent you here. And those two groups are probably one and the same.
They're at least related.
Don't let her turn the tables here. This isn't about trust. This is about risk. We stand to lose everything.
This line is really
One
quiet.
person, and a subjugating monarch, no less.
Every time he says, and a subjugating monarch. I know that that's probably just a line for the modern... I don't know. I don't like this line. I'm not a big fan of the whole, all, being in a certain position in society makes you a bad person. I don't like that. But whatever. I won't kill you, but I can't just set you free. It's too risky. What if I stayed for a while and just kept you company? Maybe then everyone could be happy. In the interest of time... we're gonna go with the keep her locked away.
That seems like a pretty good compromise.
I don't think I could bear being down here that much longer.
Leaving her alive is too risky. If you don't deal with her soon, she will find a way out.
Nope.
So I'm the only one who liked that idea.
One way or another, I'm going to find a way out of
Ha
here.
ha ha ha!
would make
There it
easier
is.
for both of us if
She
you talk.
drops the facade.
But if you don't, I can promise that you'll regret that decision.
She is very eager to get out and impatient, but not
Have
so
to
impatient that
make
she
a
won't make
choice.
an
Let's hope
attempt.
for all our sakes it's the right one.
Lock her in the
I
basement.
know you think this is some kind of fair compromise, but it isn't. No one wins here.
It's a chance we'll have to take. We can make this work if we just stay here and keep watch. No one has to die.
Where are you going? You can't just leave me here.
Turn
Curious.
your back to the princess and make your way back to the stairs.
Don't close the door in my
Fine.
face.
Turn your back on me. But it won't be long before I slip these chains. And once
Yeah.
I'm out of here, there will be hell to pay for leaving me behind.
All we know is that she is some kind of cosmic being who is dangerous, wants to leave, is willing to work with us, but hasn't been completely honest. However, that last thing is shared between her and the
These
narrator.
chains. She can't, right? She needed our help to get out of here. Do you hear the conviction in her voice? I don't think she's bluffing.
And she doesn't have to be bluffing to be wrong.
Either way, she dropped the mask, didn't she? You can still grab the blade and get back down here.
That's true. Oh, that's a relief. I was afraid I'd already committed to not slaying her. Nope, we're sticking to the
Be
plan.
death of all of us, but fine. We'll do it your way.
Who is all of us?
You close the basement door, locking it behind you and quickly barricading it with the heavy wooden table that once held the blade. Okay.
Where is the blade, by the way?
We can make this work. You settle in against the far wall to watch the basement door.
So is the deal here
Isn't
we just
long
do that
before you
forever?
start to drift off, your eyelids heavy with fatigue. But sleep doesn't come. Instead, your rest is broken by a piercing, wailing voice calling out to you from the other
Oh,
side
dear.
of the door.
I know you're still there. Why don't you make things easier on yourself and let me out?
Mask number 2 is down.
It's not like this little door will hold for very long anyways. It's probably a good idea to try to get back on my good side.
I doubt that that's possible.
Terrifying. Like she's less of the princess you saw and more like something out of a nightmare. As she violently rattles the door, you do your best to shut her out of your mind.
She's out of the chains,
Wanna
though.
get out of here? I'm going to pick you apart piece by piece. I won't forget what you did, and I'll never forgive it. You don't know the kind of enemy you've made tonight.
I have an idea.
It doesn't sound like she's getting any weaker. No, it doesn't.
I can be innocent and harmless, if I want to be. Teasing me with fresh air and a chance to finally live freely doesn't inspire me to play nice.
This is so interesting.
You put the
I mean, we're gonna
princess
die.
out of your mind as best you can and huddle up against the wall.
She's banging on the door, and she just somehow managed to get out of iron chains. It's not gonna hold her.
You jolt awake in the middle of the night to silence in the cabin. The ruckus has stopped, and the door to the basement is ajar, its lock broken, and the table shoved out of the way.
It opens inward.
Where is she?
Behind you?
Thanks for
Ah!
helping me get out of that awful basement.
Oh dear.
You try and stumble to your feet, but as the princess draws near, it's as though your body simply stops working.
Huh.
It isn't all at once. The paralysis comes in waves. First your toes go numb, and then your feet, and then your legs.
She's a little scary.
You lie prone on the floor of the cabin, unable to do anything but witness her approach. Whose side are you on? Yours, of course. But I have a duty to uphold the truth. Lying about the facts of the situation doesn't change them.
Except it did? That one time?
So helpless. I can take my time with you, can't I?
She steps closer,
Oh dear.
one silent footfall at a time, cocking her head in curiosity as you feel your organs shutting down one by one.
Or
Yeah.
maybe I can't take my time with you. You don't look well. A little green
I don't like her
around the
being
gills.
that close to me.
What a shame. If you'd only helped me get out of here, we could have done such wonderful things together.
Your lungs stop drawing in breath, and your heart.
Can we
freezes
please get her away from me?
I'd say better luck next time. But we both know this is the end, don't we?
We don't know anything.
It can't be. This can't actually be how everything ends.
I'm sorry, but it is. Everything goes dark, and you die.
We die, and she escapes. Into chapter 2. The Nightmare.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in
Have
the
you heard
basement
of
that
sleep
cabin
paralysis? I have
is
heard
a
of sleep
princess.
paralysis.
You're here to slay her.
I don't think that's how sleep
If you
paralysis
don't,
works, but
It
I also
will be
don't know
the
what
end of
happened.
the world. Again? People don't die twice. You have haven't even met the princess, and I hardly think she'd be capable of killing someone as skilled and courageous as yourself.
What does that
If he
mean?
doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep
Oh, I
it.
wonder what other voice we get for this one. Probably the terrified or something.
If he hears us.
I was right. The paranoid.
That's a very good question, little voice. What if he does hear you? Shit. I think you'll find yourselves very hard-pressed to keep any secrets from me. Not that it matters right now, because like I said, this is the first time we've met. Still, I'd rather not get off on the wrong foot. We've a world to save after all.
That's true. Yeah, we're just gonna move forward and kill her in this, or attempt to. We don't get to do anything here.
Before you go any further.
Lots of branching paths in this game,
She will lie, she will cheat,
but they're all
and she
coiled
will do
around a
everything in her
central
power to
narrative.
stop you from slaying
Yeah, we
her.
can
I don't
skip
think
that.
lying and it doesn't matter. Don't trust anyone.
Actually, hold on. Yeah, very direct with us last time. Or at least she was direct after we decided to lock her away. Yeah. I should not skip the hero's voice lines. The door's probably open and askew, right? Because,
The interior
yep.
of the cabin is plain, the smooth wood of the walls almost featureless. The only furniture of note is a lone
Oh,
table
gosh!
on its side in the corner of the room. A pristine blade stands between you and the open, inviting basement doorway.
This is the Nightmare chapter, and I see little goblin ghost thingamabobbers just hovering through the windows. I was like, that's a weird star path. That's a person.
blade is
That's a
your
ghost. That's a spirit.
You'll need it if you want to do this right.
I'm gonna take the blade.
What happened to the door? There was a door here last time.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan either.
It's just an empty frame.
Mm-hmm.
She's already got out, hasn't she? And she's ready for us. She's been waiting. Can't you feel her eyes on us?
I don't know that those are her eyes, but they're
Don't
someone's
want all
eyes.
of you to pull yourselves together. The princess has not already gotten out. But if you keep getting stuck in your head like this, you're going to struggle to get the job done. So deep breath in, deep breath out. Your task awaits, and only you can do it.
But why me? Take the blade.
You reach down and pick the blade up off the floor. It would be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon. Good.
It's true.
Steel can't lie to us. Is it gonna be enough, though? Couldn't you have given us something else? Something, I don't know, better than a knife? Could we have a bomb?
Man after my own heart.
The blade is the only thing you need to finish your task. You're more than capable of pulling this off, so long as you don't lose faith in yourself.
Faith is already kind of lost here, buddy.
Those are the words of someone who knows he's sending us to our death.
Potentially.
Very different. I'm not the only one who sees her in the window, right?
I don't see her.
She knows that we're here. Calm down. Maybe the three of you just think everything is different because you haven't been here before. Enough of this past life nonsense.
There are three
You
of
haven't
us. That's
died.
a lot.
You certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Mm-hmm.
So focus up. A lot's riding on this.
The narrator has some power and some knowledge. I do believe that the knowledge does not cross over dimensions, but he knows something that he won't tell us.
Cross over the threshold and onto a series of isolated steps suspended in darkness.
I don't want to descend these.
More eyes, too. You never mention the eyes. The air seeping up from below reminds you of fresh lightning and static, as if you're descending into a place that isn't meant for a creature of flesh and blood. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Oh. Would it?
Her cruel and playful voice prances up the stairs.
I didn't think you'd come back. We're gonna have a lot of fun, you and I.
Well, she didn't end the world. She ended us.
Okay, we need a game plan. Last time we were here, just being close to her was enough to kill us.
How hard is it to throw a knife?
Can't be that hard.
It's difficult.
Then we'd lose our weapon. We'd have to make it count. Otherwise she'd be furious and we'd be defenseless. If a knife is even enough to do anything against something like her in the first place...
It is. Just, you have to make the first
It'll
move.
be enough.
Step off into the void between the stars. Huh.
Finally, a voice of reason. The rest of you should take notes.
Cool. Also, it's been a long time since Automod has done anything. Cool. Yeah, we're just gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna That's a neat little feature. It saw the bot coming. Just kind of caught him in a net. That was neat. Anyway, moving forward.
You know why I'm being a pessimist.
I do.
I'm just asking questions.
You're being a little thing. My mod powers won't let me delete it. Yeah, it caught it and let me do it, which is interesting. I may turn it down
Make your way to the bottom of
for the
stairs.
future. Yeah, the Automod caught it. It was really interesting. I wonder what parameters it uses for that.
As you emerge, you
Oh,
find
I've
yourself
seen
between
this.
2 loose rows of white wooden planks suspended in nothingness. A smattering of cobblestones visible against the inky black of the basement mark where the floor should be, forming vague pathways. At what seems to be the end of the room, they diverge in opposite directions, left and right. She could be anywhere, and there's nowhere for us to hide. We're completely exposed.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really not going to comment on how weird this place is? No, I'm not.
Why not?
I'm going to die down here. I don't want to die again.
I don't want to die here, specifically.
Please stop saying that. You're only going to make things worse. Just pick a direction and start moving.
The narrator has to be aware that this is
I wouldn't
strange.
give it too much thought if I were you. It doesn't really matter. Because either way you go, I'm going to find you.
Are you, though? What's stronger, my sense of self-preservation or duty? We'll go right.
You turn to the right. A faintly outlined path lies before you.
It ends.
There you
Ah!
are. I told you I was going to find you.
Oh dear.
As the princess approaches, your legs suddenly go numb.
Is it just an analog for sleep paralysis?
Your arms quickly follow.
Apparently.
This is it, isn't it?
And you brought a little knife with you. Cute.
Oh dear.
There has to be a way out of this. Think! Think!
We've been disabled.
What did you do? Pull yourself together. She isn't supposed to be like this.
Yep, the narrator was also denying.
I wonder how many times I'll get to play with you before you break.
Terror. Shock. Discomfort. This is really cool. I want so badly to keep playing, but it is 9:59. I do not have that option available to me. It's been a long time. Has it been a long time since I've been surprised? It's been a decent amount of time since I've been surprised. I cannot remember the last thing that surprised me. I guess Corpse Party was surprising at points. Not Party, Factory was surprising at points, but it's a very different kind of thing. I'm not normally this far in the dark. I can normally see things coming. This is very interesting. Usually I don't care about games like this, but I really like this one. Yes, this one is quite interesting. This game is like right up my alley. I'm very excited. It's very good. It is very, very good. Excuse me. No, of course on. But yeah, on that note, I am going to take my leave and return to the life of being a normal human with normal responsibilities. This was very cool, though. I'm very excited for when this comes out fully. I would very much like to play it when it comes out fully. Hopefully I have money then. But yeah. Thank you all for coming. This was really interesting, and I'm glad that you all were interested enough to come and watch. I don't really have very much to say. I'm gonna try and stream on... I'm ready this time. Oh, never mind. The screen didn't change. But I'm gonna try for Friday. I don't know what we're gonna do on Friday, but I'm gonna try for Friday. And I think I'm also gonna try for Saturday. My goal is to have at least 2 to 3 streams every week. I actually wanted to go for Monday this week, but that didn't work out. But yeah, still kind of figuring out how the schedule works. I love you too, Usagi. But yeah, still figuring how everything works out. But yeah, either Saturday or Friday, and I'll figure out what we're gonna do on those days. Hopefully before I go live. All right. Have a great rest of your day, night, or whatever time it is wherever you are, and I will see you next time. All right. Bye-bye.